Within the past couple of days, I realized that the gym is not as packed during the busy hours than it used to be during the beginning of January, during the time where New Year's resolution was a huge thing. And after analyzing this for a couple of days, it reminded me that I myself had made my own New Year's resolution goals for this year. And it's already been 6 months since I published that specific video. So in this video, I want to talk about my progress updates for the goals that I've set for myself for this year, which is 2025. Before I start with this video, I need to give you guys a little bit of a backstory of the goals that I have for this year. 6 months ago, I had made my first YouTube video. That YouTube video was simply just about the goals that I have set for myself for the year 2025. Those goals, some of them were very ambitious, some of them were very reasonable. And the thing about those goals is what I really wanted to achieve for this year, which is currently 2025. The 5 main things I was mostly focused on for this year was mainly about either money, my physique, looking better, my social life, and just my social media in general, like my YouTube channel, my Instagram, and etc. I wanted to start a channel because I wanted to document the progress for myself and for you to be inspired to start your own journey, for you to learn from me, and to avoid all the mistakes that I'd made along the way. The thing is that I'm no different from you. The only difference is that I just simply press the red record button and just let the clip roll and post it. And that's the biggest thing that I want to drill into your head, because when you guys see what I achieve in the future, you're gonna see that not only was it possible for me, but it's also possible for you. In this video, I'm going to talk about each goal. I'm gonna talk about, if I failed a specific goal or not. I'm gonna talk also about my current progress and how focused I was on the goal. And lastly, I'm gonna talk about my plans on how I'm gonna go forward with it. Now, when it comes to money, the first thing is that currently I have about $1.5 grand already invested, which is a lot more than what I had before. But when it compares to, my goal of either having 5 to 10,000 by the end of this year, it kind of slags behind. And I wasn't really too focused on this goal, if I want to be completely honest with you guys. So I want to say I kind of failed this, but I wasn't completely focused on this goal, to be honest with you. One of the main reasons why I wasn't really focused on this goal was simply because compound interest had really skyrocketed my money. The reality was that I really, out of my own pocket, I put in maybe 700 to 900, but after that I let compound do its own thing. I let some of the individual stocks just grow on their own, and that's how I got to 1.5k. So yeah, that's really why I wasn't really focused on that goal. In a sense, I really did fail, to be honest with you. I could have put in more money, but I just didn't. When it comes to the second goal of having 2 sources of income, I currently have one. My main source of income, as you guys already know, is that, I just work 2 part-time jobs, which gives me about $570 a week. And the second income that I'm working on, I'm slowly learning how to train people, and I'm planning to charge people pretty soon, as my time is limited. As of right now, I want to say that I partially achieved it, because the reality is that I'm not too far away from it. I'm just this close to really working on to really establishing my second form of income. As of right now, I'm currently making about 2x of my expenses, and this has been a good run. I love the idea of just making 2x of my expenses overall. I'm about to quit the restaurant, which is where I would usually work during the weekends in the mornings, and I'm about to quit that, which would temporarily bring my money down, but over time I'll be able to fill in more time slots to where I can make even more money than I was working in the restaurant. So it's gonna be a temporary setback pretty soon, but it's only gonna go up from here. When it comes to my physique, I currently weigh about 150 pounds at 5'8", and during the summertime when I got lean, it was not what I really expected. I don't know if I was shooting too high or if I didn't reach my goal in general, but when I got lean at 148 pounds, which was very far from where I wanted to get lean. And the main reason why I think this happened was because I didn't really stick to the bulk. I bulked for like 3 months, maybe like 3.5, 4 months, and then I just lifted at that and I just cut aggressively afterwards. And I think that was my biggest mistake and the downfall, which can explain why I got lean at 148 pounds and not at a much better weight to be lean at. I was, however, able to work on the body parts that I really wanted to work on during the beginning of 2025, like my shoulders, my back, my chest, etc. And it really showed when I got lean, like how much more wider my physique was when in the summer I was very lean. When I was like really lean for this summer, I was able to see like all the work that I was putting in during the rest of the months, because my frame was a lot wider than what it's used to. Because, you know, I've always had a narrow physique, so, you know, my shoulders was always a weak point. But now, you know, after months and months of training them, I really noticed how much more wider my frame is now than it was before. When it comes to my physique overall, I was really dialed in into really just improving my physique as much as possible, especially throughout this year. When it comes to my looks, I can honestly say that my hair is a lot healthier, because not only am I eating a lot more cleaner than I was before, but also I'm doing the proper things in order to take care of my hair, such as putting leave-in conditioner every day, not putting hair products in my hair. But these are just the things that I'm doing right now just to keep my hair as healthy as it can be. I use whitening strips every now and then when I think that I need it, but the reality is that because I don't really drink dark drinks or any drinks that can really like stain my teeth overall, I really don't find the need to use whitening strips very often, because it's just not necessary for me. I'm able to maintain white teeth on a daily basis. When it comes to my skincare, I don't really think I've ever really had acne like crazy throughout the beginning of the year, but what I can say is that my skin is not like crazy like glass skin level, but I can say that my skin is not like full of acne, so I can say that I'm not doing too bad in this area. When it comes to, you know, looking less tired, the reality is that I really don't have puffy under eyes. If it's not like a season to where, you know, I get allergies like the spring to summertime, which I do get allergies sometimes, but if it's not my allergies and I got my sleep, I'm not going to have under eyes like crazy. The reason that I may have under eyes right now is probably because I'm recording this video at like 2:17 in the morning. Now, when it comes to my facial hair, it has progressed a lot since the beginning of this year, and that's one thing that I can honestly say that, you know, has really came through when it comes to my appearance. I can honestly say that I can keep my facial hair right now, I can keep it the same guard as my goatee and my mustache, because it all sort of connects now. Like, if you were just to like doom scroll down to my older videos, you'll see that all I had was just mustache and a goatee. But now, I'm not saying that my sides are equally as dense as my goatee or my mustache, because these two are what I naturally had, and the sides is what I'm really trying to grow with minoxidil. And the thing is that I have made a lot of progress since day one all the way up to now, and I haven't been really consistent lately when it comes to the minoxidil, because, you know, I was kind of satisfied with the facial hair that I currently have, and I didn't really find a need. I just mostly use it on the weekends. But I'm probably going to start staying consistent with it again, just to see like how I would look once my side becomes equally as dense as, you know, my mustache and my goatee. When it comes to my looks overall, I don't think that I made a drastic difference, if I were just to be completely honest with you. You can also say that by having a beard or by having facial hair all around, that, you know, my face looks a lot better. So it really depends on which side you want to look at it, because logically I didn't really make much progress, but if you really think about the progress that I did make by growing my facial hair and, you know, by starting to grow the sides, you can see that, you know, I look much better now than I did when I used to have just a mustache and a goatee. When it comes to having a social life, I feel more confident now than before. Now that, you know, now that I record myself and, you know, I make videos on a weekly basis, as you do this over and over and over, you start to really feel comfortable not only on on camera, but you start to feel comfortable just speaking about yourself, just being you in general, just being comfortable in your own skin. And that is something that's not to be taken for granted. And also when you pair that with, you know, accolades that I have achieved or I'm working to achieve, working to get a better body, working harder to make more money, and also just, you know, staying consistent and building this channel to almost 100 subscribers. When you put these two things together, you start to feel more confident overall. And the next goal, I feel like I'm an absolute professional now. Like in my job where I'm like interacting with customers or whatever, I feel like, you know, I'm useful. I feel like, you know, I'm good at conducting myself in the workplace and just helping people overall. So I think that's an absolute win. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys for this third point. My networking skills is still absolute trash. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can do small talks, you know, I can hold my own in social scenarios. I don't want to say that, you know, I've completely achieved this goal of just, you know, networking and having connections all on speed dial, because I'll be lying to you. This is a skill that I really need to work on and that I'm slowly focusing on, especially when school opens up again in the fall around August 28th. Now, when it comes to uni overall, I currently have made no connections and I hope to change that when the semester starts in the fall. So when it comes to my social life in general, I think that I failed this as of right now because, you know, I don't think I've achieved anything different than 6 months ago when it comes to, you know, networking and all that. But I feel like, you know, the confidence that I have currently, and when I start focusing on increasing my social life and just to, you know, increase my network, I strongly feel like I can exponentially improve due to, you know, the accolades and the confidence that I have. When it comes to my YouTube, I can honestly say that my video quality has gotten exponentially better than it was before. And I am very grateful for that because as I'm able to record myself more, as I'm able to have somebody else to really help me, you know, improve my content, it has really made it very easy for me to drastically just improve my content overall, become more comfortable when speaking on the camera. When it comes to editing the videos, you know, I learned how to do that. You know, I did it for a little while, but then, you know, I absolutely hated the process and I found someone who can edit videos way better than I can. And when it comes to my IG, my Instagram's honestly the same. I didn't post anything new. I haven't really focused on growing my Instagram or my TikTok, to be completely honest with you. I have just been zeroed into, you know, my YouTube and just building a audience for my YouTube channel. The main takeaway of this video is that I'm no different from you. The only thing that makes me different from you is that I just pressed the record button and just started recording. I didn't really achieve much when it comes to, you know, my New Year's resolution from like 6 to 7 months ago. I didn't really achieve much, but what I can say is that now I know what to work on, and what I can do is work as hard as I can in order to achieve those goals or get as close as possible before this year ends. While that's probably unrealistic when it comes to, you know, my physique, it's very doable for the others if you really honestly think about it. That's pretty much it when it comes to this video. I really just wanted to make a video about, you know, an update on how I have been doing when it comes to my goals for this year in general, 6 months later. So yeah, if you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe and I'll see you in another video.